So I got this question at work the other day. Should I wear Asics, Brooks, or Hoka shoes? And in my head, I'm just like, I can't wait to talk about feet. Okay, so the response to the question was, I think you should wear no shoes, be barefoot, get barefoot shoes. But this is a loaded question, depending on who you are, where you're starting from, some of the things that you're dealing with. I think as humans, we should be barefoot or having like barefoot like shoes almost most of the time, and that's why I train with no shoes on. Today I have my toe spacers on just because I'm working on my toe mobility. But I think as humans, we should be barefoot, not wearing shoes most of the time, because this is how our bodies are designed. This is what allows us to kind of absorb energy from the ground. It helps us feel safe. And it also causes a chain reaction of everything going up the chain to allow like your body to start to work like it's supposed to in terms of like your joints moving, your organs moving, and just like all the functionings happening in your body. So I think we should be barefoot. Like I said, it's a loaded question because where are you starting from? You're used to wearing, well, like most of us, you're used to wearing shoes because this is a society that wears a lot of shoes. So when we are used to wearing a lot of shoes, what this is going to do, it's going to cramp up our toes so our toes don't work like they're supposed to. It's going to cause our muscles to not absorb force and produce force like it's supposed to. So things get tighter, things don't contract like they're supposed to. And it's going to cause our ankles to get stiff. And this is all happening everywhere up the chain. And if you do go to just start to put on barefoot shoes or just go barefoot more often, you might find it might hurt a little bit or a lot depending on who you are. So if you are thinking of kind of just going into like just being a little bit more barefoot, some things that you're able to do to kind of start this transition, don't just go cold turkey, like get rid of all your shoes. And actually, you know, some of them, they might look nice and it might be fun to wear like from time to time. Like even me, I love heels and those are probably one of the worst things for you, but every once in a while I'll throw them on for couple hours or so. But most of the time I'm barefoot or in my barefoot shoes. So what you can start to do, toe spacers are a great thing to kind of allow your toes to start to move around a little bit better. You could do them while you're just sitting, walking around. You could try them in your workout. Don't do it all day long because it's going to hurt. So just start to kind of wear them 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and kind of start to increase the time frame. And you're gonna notice that your toes are gonna start to move a little better and they're gonna start to splay a little bit more. And when that's happening, that's gonna allow your toes to move better. It's gonna allow your foot to move better, your ankle to move better, and everything up the chain to start to move better. So you wanna start to get your toes moving better. You can work on the muscles in the bottom of your feet because a lot of the times these muscles are very tight. And when these muscles are tight, your foot doesn't work like it's supposed to. So toe spacers, work on the muscles in the bottom of your foot. That could be with like a tennis ball, not a tennis ball, like a golf ball. I use a T-sphere, or you can use like a lacrosse ball just to get those muscles to start to let go and lengthen. And what you'll find is, especially if you're like dealing with like some type of back pain, once your foot starts to move a little bit better, you're gonna notice your back pain might start to dissipate as well because your foot is connected to your back. So toe spacers, work on the mobility of your foot, and then how you're doing your exercises. So a lot of the exercises that we do in the gym, lunges, squats, deadlifts, those can be working on your feet as well. So those could be working on how your toes move, how the muscles in your feet move, how your ankles move, and it ties it in with the rest of your body. Granted, how you're doing it is very important because you could be doing these exercises which can kind of be making these things worse. This is why I really talk about form, really connecting with the ground. In total, if you are trying to like integrate like how your foot connects with the ground in your workout, maybe I'll show you some things today. You want to feel the base of your big toe, the base of your little toe, and your heel when you're doing your workouts. This is just kind of like that tripod in your foot. And what you're going to find is you might have a hard time connecting those spots on the ground. A lot of the times we like to kind of put our weight more on like the outside of our foot. So you'll notice, a lot of you will notice, you'll find like a lot of like pressure on the outside of your foot whenever you're doing these exercises. So try to attempt to feel kind of like that base of your big toe a little bit more. And this really sets things up better up the chain for your foot to start to move a little bit better, and then things up the chain to move a little bit better. And this is kind of what I mean by like a holistic approach, not just by herbs, not by just like mindset. It's kind of like looking at the entire picture in terms of like our life and like how our entire body moves together. So what you can take away from this is start to go barefoot, maybe a little bit more. If you are thinking about going barefoot a little bit more, there are some things that you probably want to integrate as well in terms of allowing your toes to start to move a little bit better, working on the mobility of the bottom of your foot, and integrating how you move with your foot with the rest of your body into your workouts by feeling the base of your big toe, base of your little toe, and your heel, and then just slowly progress over time. If you guys have any questions on this, let me know.